sounds such familiar. These tunes would so get rejected by the team. Hello everyone, it's Lelia here, and I just want to thank you guys for the support from the last video. I can't believe you guys really enjoyed it that much. It makes me happy that you enjoyed my designs, even though I may not be the best artist on the planet. I'm here with the past designs alongside their twisted versions, trinkets, and abilities, as well as 6 new tunes if you stick around. So let's get started. If you watched my last video, definitely this is a familiar face. As I mentioned, this is Striker. He's known to be very competitive and he's really set on winning, so much so that he can come off as very egotistical and arrogant because he doesn't take it as just a game, he takes it very seriously. Now his twisted counterpart is similar in the sense that he finds the game to be very serious for him. He will get a bit aggro and a bit of a sore loser every time you complete a machine. Basically, it gives him a little speed boost for a few seconds every time a machine gets completed. His trinket are a pair of cleats. Now I got lazy so I only drew one, don't question it. And what it does, it increases your total stamina by 40, and his ability is called Goal. Basically, he grabs the attention of a Twisted and they will immediately start chasing after him. This is Kam. He loves taking pictures, whether it be just scenery or it's of another tune. You may not feel like a model, but he will always make you look amazing. Now, his Twisted counterpart will always hard focus on whoever he quote-unquote takes a picture of. So essentially, I imagine it would be like a little icon and the player's username, and when he hard focuses, he doesn't care about any other player, he will just continuously chase that one person. It does, of course, run out over time and he'll switch targets. His trinket is called Memories, which would restore up to 50% of your total stamina upon running out, so it gives you like a little boost in stamina, it will instantly regen. But I would imagine it only activates like 3 times in a total game to make it less OP. Now, if you activated it 3 times in a single floor, that makes the trinket virtually useless after that point. His ability is called Pose. Basically, he stuns a targeted Twisted for 4 seconds. It does have a long cooldown, so you don't abuse it. Next, we have our gavel guy, Lawson. He believes in fairness over anything, but he can come off as a bit self-righteous when it comes to his judgment, but he does mean well. Now his twisted version has a twisted sense of justice. Get it? Twisted? Sorry, I'll leave.
Psych!
JK, you thought I was leaving, but I'm finishing this video. So he applies an extraction speed debuff upon there being only 1 machine left because he finds it very unfair that you're about to escape. So it doesn't matter who switches off and takes the machine, no matter who takes it, you automatically have that debuff applied. His trinket is called Justice Scales. Basically, it grants a 10% increase in movement speed in exchange for a decrease in stealth by 20%. His ability is called Overruled. Basically, failing a skill check won't alert any Twisteds. You get a free pass with the first one, but it has a passive cooldown of 60 seconds, so if you fail immediately again, then you'll alert any Twisted nearby. Next we have Emil. I changed his name from Emilio to just Emil. Basically, he's a very anxious toon. He does enjoy cooking, but tends to get overwhelmed easily, which is probably a recipe for disaster in the restaurant industry. Anyways, his twisted version is hunting for fresh ingredients, meaning he's looking for fresh tunes to turn into a delicious meal. His trinket is called Your Meal. That's a name work in progress, I gotta change it. Basically what it does, it adds an extra heart. His ability is called Order Up. He spends 100 tapes to drop a dish that'll instantly heal 1 heart for 1 person. Now, instead of picking up the item to use later, he basically drops it and anyone can walk through it to get healed. This could be a lot of trolling involved. A lot of people might troll and just steal it from someone else. Next, we have Dr. Steph. She's our resident doctor character, if you couldn't tell. She takes great pride in being able to treat her patients and ensures that they're all fully healed. Now, her twisted counterpart is known for very controversial methods, and she's known to harvest parts to patch up her patients, as evident by her form right here. Basically, she has a syringe as her trinket and it increases your total stamina by 25%. Her ability is called All Patched Up. She uses 200 tapes to heal 1 heart, and it has a 60-second cooldown. Alright, so now we have Micaela. She adores the stage and lives to perform. Her concerts are said to be really popular. Now her Twisted counterpart will stun you for a few seconds if you get too close, so you need to listen for a hissing sound cue. If you can't tell what I based her off of, I based her off of a Gorgon, or maybe if you know mythology, you might recognize Medusa better. Now her trinket is a mic, and it lowers your stealth by 30%. Her ability is called Superstar. Micaela provides a musical distraction by causing nearby Twisted to come to her instead, and it has a 60-second cooldown. It's essentially like the air horn item. It's pretty much the same thing, just as an ability. So we have Yanna. She used to be known as Yanni, and I only changed her name by 1 letter. Basically, she's the older sister type. She's always looking out for other Toons. My personal headcanon is she cares about Striker a lot, especially because he gets very into the game and he's known to injure himself sometimes, so she can't help but, you know, be protective of him. Now her Twisted counterpart strings these little yarn wires around the map. Because you can't jump, I would say they would periodically move around the map, and if you go through them, it essentially summons Yanna to come and attack you, but every other time she doesn't chase you around the map. Her trinket is a panda bun, and it's not like a bun you eat. I based it more so on those panda bun squishies, and it decreases stamina used when you get chased by a Twisted. Her ability is called Lifeline, and this is a bit more of a complicated ability. I don't know if it's possible, but she can select a Toon, and she will transfer one of her lives over to that Toon when they die. So it's basically a resurrection, and basically it costs 100 tapes to use, and it has an 80-second cooldown, and it only lasts for 1 floor because I feel like it would get too complex if it lasts until they use it. I have a feeling you guys are all going to hate this one, but this is Mr. Graphite. He's your friendly math teacher. He tries his best to make learning fun and truly cares about his students. Now his Twisted counterpart is known for his aggressive style of teaching. He will create pop-ups like Twisted V does, except the only way to get rid of these pop-ups is by answering math problems. Oh, and by the way, if you get them wrong, you lose a heart. His trinket is basically an eraser. I didn't know what else to write on there, so I wrote mistake in Korean because an eraser erases your mistakes. It basically removes a debuff, but it has a cooldown. His ability is called Mathtastic. Upon activation, you answer a question to get a random item as a reward. Wrong answers draws the attention of nearby Twisteds. It's similar to failing a skill check, so this is a math problem simulator, and I'm sure someone's going to hate him in the comments down below. So we're in uncharted territory now. So we're starting out with Toasty, who I spoiled a few weeks back. He's a shy yet hardworking Brat Scout. If you get it, he's based off of a Boy Scout, but based on what he's learned, he's always willing to lend a helping hand. Now his Twisted counterpart wanders randomly. It's easy to get him off your tail because he cares more about collecting badges than chasing you. He will, however, pick up random items, a max of 3 on whatever floor he's on. He won't touch research capsules because obviously that makes no sense, but he will pick up tapes. His trinket is called the Bread Badge. It increases skill check by 5%. And his ability is called the Merit Badge, where Toasty gains experience from each floor survived. His extraction speed increases every 5 floors by 8% for a max of 40% total. Next we have Kandi, who's based off of a Jawbreaker. This Toon has an affinity for playing games with others. With boundless energy, she'll always find ways to have fun for hours. Now the Twisted counterpart wants to play a game with you. Tag and they're it. They won't let you out of their sight, so I hope you're good at running. Her trinket is her gummy worm pet, who I haven't named yet. If you have this equipped, it grants you 10% stamina regen. Her ability is called Sugar Rush, and it can grant Kandi or a targeted Toon movement speed boost for 6 seconds by 15%, and it has a 60-second cooldown. Here we have Flux. This Toon is known to be a total klutz by no fault of their own. Magnetic objects will fly into him depending on their proximity, so he ends up with a lot of injuries. He's a regular patient of Dr. Steph, unfortunately. Now his Twisted counterpart seems more unbothered, a little bit more confident. Stay wary and for long enough to avoid his magnetic pull from slowing you down. His trinket is a Walkman, if you know what that is. Now when it's equipped, you pick up double the amount of tapes. His ability is called My Senses Are Tingling. Tapes and research capsules are highlighted when used, and it only highlights for him. Next we have Wyatt. This toon is known for being impatient. Don't keep him waiting unless you want to make him angry. Now his Twisted counterpart is similar, he's also very impatient. When he catches you, he'll add on to your active cooldown ability by 15%. His trinket is a pair of cogs. It reduces your ability cooldown by 10%. His ability is called TikTok, not the app. It reduces ability cooldown for a selected toon by 20% and it has a 60-second cooldown. This next one is Spades. I feel like I'm low-key encouraging gambling with this character, so this would be definitely rejected. Please don't gamble, kids. This toon is always up for a wager. He's known for taking risks, all for a game of chance. Now his Twisted version is similar, he enjoys making bets as well. However, he's a really big sore loser. Now his trinket is a poker chip. It gives you a chance of rolling for an it core multiplier at the end of a game. So basically you can roll just the normal amounts on 1 times or a chance at 2 times the amount earned or up to 3 times the total earned. Now his ability is called Wanna Bet. You use 1 heart in exchange for rolling a chance at an uncommon to very rare item. Our last character is called Seis, and you may be wondering why is she named Six in Spanish? Well, I was looking for different ways to say the word stop in different languages, and in Finnish apparently a way to say it is Seis, but it's not commonly used. Instead they use a different word that I'm going to butcher. So she's just known as Seis, and she was the 6th one I created out of the new batch. This toon is generally known for being a mom friend of the group. She's very relaxed, but she's concerned with the safety of others because she cares about them. Now her Twisted counterpart is usually stationary. You can move freely when her eyes are closed, but if she has her eyes open and you move, she will attack you. So it's a game of red light, green light, so you can move freely as long as she's not watching. Her trinket is called Seis's Perfume and it increases your stealth by 15%. Her ability is called Stop Right There. It freezes Twisted in a small radius for about 3 seconds and it has an 80-second cooldown. So those are all the toons. Let me know who your favorite is in the comments below. Who would you main? Of course, a lot of these abilities and stats can be tweaked. I'm not part of the development team whatsoever. If you want to see more, let me know down in the comments. I do have a couple more ideas for potential toons. Or if you want me to experiment and draw for other fandoms, let me know for what fandoms. And I'll see you guys next time. See ya!